Okay, first off, Kid Rock, I thought he was a wannabe. Where I come from, they would call him a wannabe. And I've thought so for 25 years or so. It's not anything political that he's about. I don't really care about that. Yeah, I really just can't stand his music. I've always thought it was kind of stolen, rehearsed, phony, trying to push it a little bit too much. I really can't stand the song he does with Sheryl Crow. You know, the same old chew spit. Oh, I've come back home. The sentiment's beautiful in the song. The sentiment is beautiful. It's just like with two other songs that suck. You Are So Beautiful to Me by Joe Cocker and You Light Up My Life by Debbie Boone. If any other artist would have done those three songs, wonderful. You know what I mean? If the Carpenters would have done You Light Up My Life, it would have been great. If Joe Cocker had more than one octave to his voice, great. Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow's okay. Kid Rock sucks, really. He's a wannabe, but he's wealthy, so, hey, he got paid. Epstein Files. I don't care about really anything going on with it. I don't give a shit about, I feel for the girls that it happened to. I have a daughter. So let me get that straight. That sucks. Okay, but that aside, okay, you know, all those people, these are human beings. They're wealthy. They do that kind of stuff, okay? And here's the deal. The real person who needs to be held accountable, the real motherfucker that needs to be held accountable for all of this right now at this phase would be the warden of that prison. What the fuck happened? Why is there a glitch? What is going on? Why did the FBI destroy that original tape and say that, oh, well, it's standard procedure? Yeah, but not in a fucking case like this. Come on. And every facility since the 1980s that I know of has had backup generators and video coverage. And this is 2026. It's not 1986. This happened a few years ago, but this was, you know, this decade, not in the 1980s. Why was there not a backup? Why was there not a backup? First and foremost, before Trump, before Clinton, before any of these people get talked about, before we even go there with any of them, before even the girls, we need to talk about that warden. Where the fuck, the prison warden, those prison guards that night, where is that footage? And then it needs to filter down from there. Was it the IT guy? But we can't have the IT guy being used as a scapegoat. Because if the warden tried that, then I wouldn't even give a fuck if it was the IT guy's fault. The warden is still responsible. Okay, just because it looks shady that he would try to pawn it off. Okay, it's the warden. Where is that tape? What happened? Why is there a glitch? Let's say there was a power outage. I'm going about this right now like it was completely just random, right? There was a big fucking power outage in the area. Let's just say, go to pretend make-believe land with me for a minute. Okay, go to make-believe land with me. Let's just say that, yeah, there was a glitch. You know, there was a power glitch. And the power went out, and the backup generator didn't work and all that shit. Let's just say it didn't work. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. With a high-profile prisoner like him, all those things had to be considered. And if it was an oversight, that warden, even if it was completely innocent, what needs to happen is he needs to be terminated right away, and then he can negotiate for his job back. But start with the highest. Terminate him, take away his pension, all that, and then he can fight for a little bit, getting a little bit of that back. Right? But you can't just, you know, slap him on the wrist. I don't know if he's union. I don't think he's union. The guards probably are union. You can fire them that night, right? And then work with the union and try to negotiate their job back and all that on a probationary period, right? But you start off with the highest because you got to play hardball with unions. I'm a union guy. There is no bigger union guy that ever existed than me, except for maybe, I don't know, Jimmy Hoffa. But because he's in a union, you have to start high. You have to fire him first, and then you have to work and negotiate with some of his perks back. Okay? Same thing with them, especially the CO in charge that night. The warden, though, he's got to go. He's got to be fired and terminated. I would terminate his ass, and I would try my best to take away his pension and everything that he had. All right? And he can, and only because I know that he can negotiate for that back. It can get settled in court. But you play hardball. You start with the worst possible scenario so you can kind of negotiate back to the middle if you have to. I've been in a million of these negotiations in business, all kinds of shit. All right, so you play hardball with these guys. But where is that missing fucking video? And I don't even give a fuck about that. Let's not even give a fuck. Let's say it was just a power outage. It's just a power outage. That's it. It's just a glitch. That's even worse because that means that that warden is that incompetent. Where is the backup? And who is this orange shadow coming up there? Yeah, it's shady at best.